Adol ponders this as he leaves. He ponders this as he leaves. There seem to be a lot of different things going on around here. And the shrine had a magic circle which was very dangerous, and he retreated. He had no choice. He doesn't have the equipment or resources necessary to withstand magic. And he did not expect that when he first entered. Instead, he decides, thinking back on the children he's talked to, perhaps he should go for the big tree and see if there's any fruit available. No, not that way. So he makes his journey across the fields, back towards Minea. And remembers that the boy said that the tree was to the west. And that is indeed where Adol remembers seeing it. But that there's also one to the south. So this is the tree to the west. It's very large, very imposing, as Adol thinks of it. But as he looks up at it, he doesn't see the fruit. Perhaps he meant the other tree, the one south of that village. He decides to return. To cross the river. See if you can find the other tree. Oh, this must be the pond. Supposedly you can see the great sunrise from this pond. Adol makes a promise to himself to at least see it once, as he continues his adventure, slaying the monsters as he passes them by. Finds a chest, which opens up as a bestiary potion. He found a ruby before, and now he finds a bestiary potion. Anything else? Yes, Adal seems... Ah! Another one of the trees. Maybe this is the one with the fruit. But as Adal looks up, he doesn't see anything. Where could they tree? It's unfortunate. But, as a consequence of his curiosity regarding the trees and what the child said, he's managed to defeat and had plenty of practice of using his sword on the various monsters on the island. Return. The trees don't have their fruits. Perhaps it is not the season. But instead, he finds a locked chest near the tree. Perhaps someone has stored fruit in it. But they certainly have protected it. And Adal doesn't really want to steal from someone who legitimately found the fruit first. And so he decides to leave. Way back to Minea, so that he can get some more potions of healing. This is the way to the tree. A different way to the tree, but it was still a way to the tree. Let's continue south. Across the bridge. While taking the time to make sure that the monsters are very well cleared, just to protect the village a little bit better. Adal decides that he needs a break. He goes into the cafe he hadn't visited before. This one is much more lively than the one in Barbados. He sees the first woman, a dancer. Well, thanks to your walls, yes, Adal concurs, before leaving her to whatever she is doing. He sees two fellows having a nice meal over by a table, and decides to ask about what's going on in the city. Yes, I remember her, Adal says to the young man. But unfortunately he's drunk and seems to only consider her looks rather than what she really is. Adal thinks, and being quite partial to Red himself, even though he would not admit it, also thinks that she's fairly beautiful, but is much more interested in the harmonica that she's lost and is looking to find. Then he sees the bartender, along with two other gentlemen, at the bar drinking beer. The bartender, a one-eyed man with an eye patch, and a muscular man, but he looks a bit older, decides to talk to the muscular man first. They introduce, and he mentions that he's Garrick, and that he hasn't seen us before, but we introduce ourselves as Adol. Adol then turns over to the one-eyed man, who was listening in, to overhear him wondering about what he was doing. Confused, he looks to the bartender for advice. He asks me where I come from. I respond, well, from Barbados. Yes, I am the man. I am the one who crossed the storm wall. Yes, I've heard that there's a bandit around these parts. Talks to another old man, who asks him about the fortune-teller's house, of which Adol has indeed visited, and gotten advice. And then he notices another young man, who was apparently a tour guide on the island before, of course, the storm wall came. The mountain ruins. Adol did not meet that scholar when he was at the ruins before. He wonders if he just missed him, or perhaps, well, maybe he got killed. Adol banishes that thought from his mind. Surely not. Adol strikes up a conversation with a nearby miner Doug. After they exchange names, he learns that he used to work at those very silver mines north of the destroyed village, Gaston. Adol gives his condolences, but does not know yet what to do about the mines. He tried going in there once, and the monsters there were far too well protected against his sword. Speaking of which, perhaps you could talk to the blacksmiths. Perhaps Dios could provide him crowning jewel of my inventory. Plate mail. How much is the sword? Adol considers. Perhaps I can get a better weapon. I cannot buy any of the weapons I'm more interested in. I decide to buy a longsword. Oops. Wow. Looks like I'm gonna need to get some more money. Adol decides to pay the fortune teller a visit, for he found a ruby perhaps she would be interested in. Jebba in the village of Sapik. Yes, I did visit her. And that's when Adol recalled. Yes, of course, that's right, it's your mother. Right. The reminder helped him to realize what he was really after. He makes his way there. His new longsword in tow seems to be doing even better against the enemies. Making his way over to the village of Munich as quickly as possible. She was the one to give the ruby to, or at least ask about the ruby. The Solomon Shrine. Unfortunately, she doesn't know anything about the ruby. So Adol, having exhausted most of his other leads, decides that he will try the bandits once more.